Good afternoon, dear students. Today we will cover the following topic. Okay. Statistics in the service sector. Asılhan Sima, PhD doctor. Today's topics: statistical observation. Statistical observation is a mass, systematic, scientifically organized observation of the phenomena of social and economic life, which consists in registering selected features for each unit of the population. Statistical observation. Not every gathering of information is a statistical observation. Statistical observation can only be called an observation that provides registration of established facts in accounting documents and subsequent generalization. An example of statistical observation is a systematic accounting of production costs or public opinion survey to identify people's attitude to issues or events of interest. Statistical monitoring can be carried out by state statistical agencies, research institutes, economic services or banks, exchanges, and firms. The first stage of its implementations. The statistical observation process includes the following steps. First, preparation of the observation, conducting mass data collection, preparing data for automated operation, development of proposals for improving statistical observation. The first stage includes determination of the purpose and object of observation, the composition of signs to be registered, development of documents for data collection, selection of the reporting unit, methods and means of obtaining data. The second stage includes filling out statistical forms. At the third stage, the collected data is subjected to arithmetic and logical control. The first stage includes analysis of the reasons that led to incorrect filling out of statistical forms, development of proposals for improving surveillance. Okay, next. Types and methods of statistical observation. Statistical observation is carried out in two forms. The first, by providing reports. The second, by conducting specially organized statistical observations. Reporting is an organized form of statistical observation in which information is received in the form of mandatory reports within a certain time frame and according to approved forms. Reporting as a form of statistical observation is based on primary accounting and is its generalization. Primary accounting is the registration of various facts, events, processes that are made as they occur and as a rule on the primary document. The management and organization of statistical reporting is the responsibility of state statistical agencies. All forms of statistical reporting are approved by state statistics bodies. Reporting on unapproved forms is considered a violation of reporting discipline, for which the heads of enterprises and departments are responsible. Methods and forms of organization of statistical reporting are differentiated in relation to different types of enterprises and forms of entrepreneurship. According to the period of time for which reports are submitted, current and annual reports are distinguished by their duration. Specially organized statistical observation is a collection of data through censuses, one-time surveys and surveys. For example, census of population, census of equipment, remnants of materials. Okay, next, requirements for the statistical observation problem. Requirements for the statistical observation program. The first, the observation program must contain all the main features for each features that characterize the phenomena and processes that will be used in the development of statistical observation materials in the future. Second, all control questions included in the monitoring program should be briefly but clearly formulated. Third, the degree of completeness and reliability of the data obtained in the course of statistical observation depends on the quality of the program. The first, the issues addressed in this program should be presented in a logical sequence. Types of statistical observation differ in the time of data registration and in the degree of coverage of the units of the population under study. By the time of data registration, there are continuous, maybe current monitoring, intermittent, maybe periodic monitoring. Intermittent monitoring is divided into periodic and one-time. Types of statistical observation is current, intermittent, continuous. Current. This is an observation that is conducted systematically at the same time. Facts are registered as they are completed. For example, registration of acts of civil status. During the current observation, there should not be a significant gap between the moment of occurrence of the fact and the moment of its registration. Intermittent, periodic, is an observation that is repeated at certain intervals. For example, annual livestock censuses conducted as of January 1. Continuous is an observation in which all units of the study population are examined without exception. For example, the all-Russian population census of 2010. Continuous monitoring is used to obtain reports from enterprises and institutions. Types of statistical observation. A discontinuous observation is one in which predetermined units of the statistical population are examined. For example, the study of trade turnover and prices in urban markets. The main advantage of this observation is to increase efficiency of collecting statistical material. Depending on the research task and the nature of the object, non-continuous observation can be selective, using the main array method, monographed. Selective is an observation in which the characteristic of the entire set of facts is given by some part of them, selected at random. It is widely used in various sectors of the national economy, in industry to control the quality of products, in trade to study the demand of the population. The method of the main array consists in the fact that the part of the population units in which the value of the studied future is predominant in the entire volume is examined. For example, monitoring of city markets is organized. From all cities were selected for observation, which are the largest industrial and cultural centers, where more than 50% of the total urban population lives. A monographic survey is a detailed of individual units of the population that are characteristic in any respect. Program and methodological issues of statistical observation. The object, pupils, the population unit, the unit of the observation. The main issue of statistical observation is its program, which is understood as a list of indicators to be studied. Usually, the program is issued in the form of a document called a statistical form. A statistical form is a simple document containing the program and results of the observation. There are two types of data carriers, individual and list forms. An individual form contains information about one unit of the population. The list form contains data for several units of the population. Instructions are made for statistical forms. An instruction is a set of explanations and instructions, mainly for the program of statistical observation. The form and instruction for filling it out make up the tools for statistical observation. An organizational plan is developed for the successful implementation of statistical observation. The organizational plan is the main document that reflects the most important issues of organizing and conducting planned events. The season, time of year, the observation period, the observation time. The date as of which information is reported is called critical. Significant place in the organization plan of statistical observation belongs to the preparatory work, which implies drawing up a list of reporting units, recruitment and training of personnel, preparation of statistical tools, promotion of statistical work carried out by means of the press, radio, and television. All this contributes to their more successful implementation. Errors in statistical observation and ways to control the collected data. In the process of collecting statistical data, errors and inaccuracies may occur, which are called observation errors. If statistical observation involves the preparation and presentation of reports, the main source of errors is accounting errors or deliberate misrepresentation of data. Groups of statistical observation errors. Errors in statistical observation are of different nature and character and have different effects on the results of observation. First of all, there are two groups of statistical observation errors: registration errors and representation errors. Each of these groups of errors is divided into random and systematic. To identify and eliminate errors made during registration, and you can use counting and logical control of the collected material. Counting control consists in checking the final and calculated indicators as well as arithmetic linking of related or derived from each other indicators. Logical control is based on the logical relationship between features. Unlike counting control, logical control does not directly detect an observation error, but only signals its possibility and requires additional communication with the observation unit. The most common methods of logical control are: the first, comparison of answers to various related questions in the same form. Second, comparison of records in the document under review with similar records in other documents. Third, comparison of observation data with planned or actual data for previous periods, normative indicators, data from previous observations. Okay, thanks. Any questions?